Hi there everyone, this is Tracey from Lavinia Stamps and we have some brand new releases today. So we have a stencil brush, we have new elements inks, and we have some new stencils. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to talk to you about the new stencil brushes. As you know, we have the large one here, which is number 9. We have our medium, which is number 7, and we have our smaller one, which is number 3. And then now we have a new dinky brush. This is size 2. Now, it doesn't come this colour. Obviously, I've been using it loads. But this is fantastic. If you just want to see the size difference between these. This I would class as a detailing stencil brush. And as you can see, I've already used it loads. Now, this is a small one. But for getting in all the detail on the stencil brushes, this is absolutely fantastic. For going around the edge of the moon, it's fantastic. So I will be using that in upcoming demonstrations anyway. So I'm going to move on now to our new ink pads. So we have Anna Banana and we have Marmalade. 2 fabulous colours that work together so well. So I'm going to just give you a taster of these 2 colours. Using, this is I think number 7 stencil brush. Look at that yellow. That's a proper sunshine yellow. Absolutely fabulous. And it goes on so well. As you know, our inks, our element inks, are all water-based and they just glide. This is on watercolour card, but they'll also glide onto your multifarious or other card. The water content in them is very low, but the pigment is incredibly high, so that's why you get that real punchy colour. Okay, I'm going to show you the Marmalade now. Now I am going to use the same stencil brush. I'm not too precious about my colours. And now I'm just going to go over the top of that. So I just want to show you how well these colours work together. They give me a sort of sunset vibe. Or equally, if we put lots of dark colour around the edges, it can give you a real sort of magical vibe as well. And you can really build that depth. Just look at that. So vibrant. Just love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so a couple of techniques to go with these. I'm just going to grab our fan brush now and I'm just going to dot. I love this technique. It gives such a beautiful effect on your card. So you can see how the ink is pulling to the surface. This is just water. When I take that off, look at that effect. Isn't it fab? So you know sometimes you're faced with that blank piece of card and you don't know where to begin and what colours to put on. Sometimes just something simple like this gives you an instant background. So that's just one way of working with our Anna Banana and Marmalade. So I'm going to show you another technique now, again with Marmalade and Anna Banana. So taking my brayer, I'm going to ink up, first of all, with Anna Banana. And I'm going to roll that onto our gel press. And fan brush, water, just tap it on. Make sure you get plenty of those little dots all over your card. And then grabbing some watercolour card. This is our tag. Pop that down and take it off. And look at that. Look how vibrant that is. Okay, so that's your first layer. Now I'm thinking, do you know what? I need a little bit more colour in this. So I'm going to go back to my gel press, make sure that that is wiped down dry, and then taking the marmalade this time, I'm going to pop some of that down as well. Again, let's dot some water over the top. And then I'm going to put that over the top. I'm not going to put it all over because I don't want to cover up that lovely yellow. I'm just partially putting that down there. What a great background. Look at that organic sort of patterning that's going on. So quick and simple using that gel press. So those are the two colours. We've got Anna Banana and Marmalade. As you can see, the vibrancy is beautiful. You can create all sorts of backgrounds using those two colours. Not forgetting our lovely stencils that we've got here. As you can see, mine are already very, very used. But two very sort of intricate designs, especially this one, absolutely beautiful when it comes out. So I'm going to show you a technique now using the Calico inks. Now I absolutely love the Calico. I think they bring out detail. That's why they work so lovely with flowers, with dried flowers on the gel press. Okay, so I've got a couple of colours here. Let's just slide that over a minute. I've got Payne's Grey and I've got Burnt Sienna. Now I think these two colours work really nicely together. So I'm going to just squidge a little bit of that out and a little bit of this one. And then I'm going to blend. Now you can blend on your mat, on a piece of glass, on anything, even on the brayer. I'm just doing it on the paper at the moment. Oops, she says. Now what I want to do is get this nice and blended, covering the brayer roller completely. Okay, that's really, really important. Blend it and just keep blending it. Okay. Now we're going to transfer that over onto our gel press, and again we're going to just keep blending over and over until we've got a nice coverage. Don't worry if you've got some gaps on it, there'll be more ink on there than what you think, but let's just get it as smooth as we can. Okay. So all we're going to do now is grab one of our stencils, pop that down, and then let's take a clean bit of paper, spray it over the top a couple of times, and then we should have that lovely pattern on the gel press. So I've got some tags here, and all I'm going to do, clean side, is pop that over the top. And look at that, isn't that fabulous? I absolutely love this technique. Look at all that lovely detail that the calico brings out. But equally, look at the detail of that stencil. It's such a vintage sort of style, isn't it? And I do love those two colours together. So that's burnt sienna and Payne's grey. So we're going to repeat that process now. And I'm going to go over the top. I've probably got enough ink on my brayer. Maybe I'll just pop a little more on. Get a nice coverage, nice smooth coverage. Okay, now taking our other stencil, pop that down, and then again taking a scrap piece of paper, pop that over, and we're going to just roll over the top. You can even see that pattern just going through there. Take that off, and we can see that lovely pattern on top again. So grabbing a piece of card, put that down over the top, give it a squidge, and there we go. Look at that. Two fabulous sort of vintage style tags. Now I'm going to embellish these with a little bit of foil as well. So using the gilding glue and a stencil brush just to bring out a little bit of detail, or maybe even the Versamark and the mica powders would also look absolutely fabulous. So let's just give that a go. Okay, so I'm going to line this back up, remembering where I put that. And now I'm going to grab some of the Versamark, and using my very dinky stencil brush, I'm going to pick up some of the Versamark. Oops. And just go over the top. Now I only want to do parts of this. I don't want to do the whole thing. This is where your detailing stencil brush, things like this, are really fabulous because they get in all the nooks and crannies. Okay, so I'm only doing a little just to give you an idea of what this will look like once the minerals are on it, the micas. And how well they pick it up. I'm really hoping that you can get that. Yes, you can. I think you can see that on the camera. Look at that. Isn't that fabulous? There's lots of ways we can work with this. Even the structure paste, I think that would look absolutely fabulous too. So many different ways we can use stencils. But I think this patterning lends itself to sort of a vintage style. Okay, so that's one way to embellish. We've also got our lovely tag here. And this time I'm going to use some of our gilding glue over the top. So taking the stencil and lining that up, I'm going to go back to our detailing brush pick up a little bit of the gilding glue. And again, I'm not going to do it all, I'm just going to do a little bit just to show you what we can create. Let's just take that off. Now we need to dry this off. It needs to be tacky. Okay, so that's now tacky. If it's not tacky, you've maybe not put enough on, or you need to allow it to dry a little bit more. So once that's dry, we're going to take the foil. This is our fab foil, and we're going to lay that over the top. Shiny side up, and when I give that a rub over the top, you can see the patterning coming through. This is where the gilding glue is. And then we take that off. And look at that. Isn't that fab? So we've got two different ways of embellishing the tags. So one with the mica powders, one with the foils, or equally leave them as they are. That's just another way of decorating the tags using our fabulous stencils. Okay, thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy the new products. You take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.